Moving on, though, we're going to have CheapEddie versus VHD.
Ooh, this is going to be good. I didn't even comprehend that these guys would fight. But we saw CheapEddie. We saw what this guy's made of. Really good Johnny Cage. Almost defeating Pick of the Hut.
CheapEddie, I don't know if he wants people to know this, but last night he got here late, so he didn't get to practice with a lot of you guys. So I ended up staying, and we played for a little bit. He is ridiculously good with Johnny Cage. He's really good with Shinnok. He's really good with Raiden. He's really good with Kung Lao. I mean, he has like 5 or 6 characters that he plays at a very high level. It's not just, oh, this is my pocket character. He plays them at a ridiculously high level, and he has all of those options if Johnny Cage doesn't work out for him. And he was telling me that it's very matchup dependent for him. He's not just going to pick a character regardless of who he plays. He kind of wants to see whose opponent's going to play, and then he kind of goes for that counter pick.
Of course, I mean that sometimes, I mean, that is in the in the light of the high-level fighting game players, where it's not just one character. I mean, we talk time and time again about character loyalty, especially with the variation system, but there are players that don't just specialize in one. They have, sometimes you have a pocket character for a bad matchup, or sometimes you just simply play multiple characters and play all of them in tournament, depending on what character you want to fight.
And what's scary about those players is they play every single character at the same level, which is very, very high.
Exactly. But Master VHD, speaking of playing multiple characters, Master VHD specializes in Kano. But we have seen him go to Summoner Quan Chi.
Okay.
On occasion. I feel like...
Do you think he'll pull it out here if he is down a game?
I'm not sure. I like Master VHD's Summoner Quan, but he doesn't go for a lot of the truly dirty
optimals.
You know, the optimals,
yeah.
like the impossible to blockables, you know, like the really hard to block stuff.
Yeah.
He goes for the mix-ups, but he very rarely does go for the really hard to block stuff. Here in America, where many people are used to that by now, obviously the US has so many amazing Summoner Quan players. You have people like Wonder Chef, Michelangelo, Shijinki Dink, over in Canada. There's so many really good Summoner players.
Rio,
I don't know.
Used to play
of course, yeah. How can I forget Rio?
It's easy.
Where you know they're ready for this.
Yes.
And obviously CheapEddie himself plays Summoner Quan also.
That is correct. Among the hundreds of other characters, even though there's only about 20 and 26. So.
He'll make Predator as well.
I'm sure he will.
But either way, I strongly think it will be Kano and Cage, first.
Okay.
I think it's going to be, you know, the canon fight, Johnny Cage versus Kano. We're likely going to see... Master generally tends to go... I've only rarely seen him pick a different variation of Kano when it's a character he truly feels like he can zone. So he'll go Cutthroat for the most part, but if it's a character that he thinks he can really keep away, he'll change to Cybernetic and then try and do like sort of knife keep away. Gotcha. I don't know whether he's going to start with Cutthroat. I mean, look, by looks of things there, he actually has already gone, or is highlighting over Kano in Cutthroat anyway. But who knows if he's going to make the change.
Do you know if he plays Cybernetic at all?
He does play Cybernetic. It's Commando he doesn't play.
Okay.
He plays Cybernetic. We've seen it. He does pick it more of a zoning thing, but he does obviously has all the conversions, has really good reactions. Master VHD, the one thing I hope he does in this is really sort of maximize his damage. He enforces Cutthroat Kano, but when we see him play a lot, he doesn't tend to go for like the true max damage.
Okay.
He'll get good damage, but he'll almost leave damage on the table.
But I feel like with Kano, that's a character that you have to maximize.
Well, the thing is, if you start optimizing your combos, for example, like we see time and time again, Master doing exactly what he should do, which is go for hard knockdown Kano ball into chest pump, which is guaranteed. He'll do that in the corner, and when you do chest pump with Kano, you can get 50% one bar off the overhead and 50% meterless off the low.
Yes.
So if you're maximizing your damage and enforcing the 50-50s, you're dangerous. But they haven't gone back to the character select. I think they've probably done their buttons. I think they're just kind of waiting to see when they're good to go.
Yep, and they're going to be good to go right about now. So who do you... I actually think that CheapEddie has the edge in this.
I feel like...
Simply because if he really needs to, he can switch either character or variation to a really poor matchup for VHD.
But there's also the fact that it's also characters that we have covered. We very rarely... I do believe we've only ever seen Johnny Cage used in the Europe ESL one time. We very rarely see Johnny Cage. We have...
That's true.
You know, it's kind of interesting because obviously sometimes it's, you know, you have loads of one character but not many of others.
And Cage has been absent from the NA as well.
Of course.
We really haven't had any Cage.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, that might be one of the reasons that CheapEddie, you know, does so well, is that, you know, not saying it is the reason, of course. He's a phenomenal player and he plays Cage to its fullest. But also, when you're playing a character that people just don't play very often, you have an edge there.
Yes.
It's almost like when we saw Storm's Takeda at the Combat Cup. a really amazing Takeda, and he just destroyed people with Takeda because they just, you know, not only was he a phenomenal player, but you're not prepared. You're not going to go to a tournament and be prepared for Takeda. And I think that's, you know, there is heavy factors there. That as a character specialist of a lesser known character, you will have an edge over some people.
This is really exciting. It's like watching CIS from home, but live.
It is. I mean, I'm so happy that the European guys and the CIS guys, especially the CIS guys, have come out and had a chance to show what they're made of. I mean, La, such a close game against Pig of the Hut. CheapEddie, again, a close game against Pig of the Hut. They both nearly took it to him, but Pig of the Hut, you know, just pulling through for the US, doing really well.
I was very excited to see the Russians play, and it so far has not been disappointing.
Okay, so I think they are button checking once again.
CheapEddie
beginning the button check with the CheapEddie jig, which I'm really happy to see. If he wins it, if he gets into the finishing screen, he's no doubt going to do another jig. I hope he does a dance for us. I love it. It's the CheapEddie jig. I love it. There we go. Nice friendly handshake to get going, and they are good to go. Looks like it is going to be Cutthroat versus. I actually see the variation.
I don't know if it was that friendly.
There we go. A-list, and there we go. A-list is the variation. Ooh, first hit goes to Kano. Very important.
And A-list, like we were kind of talking about before, is all about managing your stamina.
And there's that run cancel off the forward 3. Hit confirm.
And utilizing the down 4 on hit, that jails very hard.
Of course, absolutely. I mean, like, it's kind of interesting because Cage.
Oh, what a backdash.
Really good backdash. Cage and Kano both have phenomenal down 4s. Obviously, down 4, by the way, guys, is the low kick, the low long kick, which on hit guarantees a lot of good pressure.
Oh no, messing up his cancel, and now he's going to pay for it.
And as we see there, like, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, where he gets the overhead, which is fantastic, but he spends a bar for 29%, whereas if he went for max damage, he could have got like an extra 6% at least.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he does that.
I think he does it for more to guarantee damage, but I feel like if you're going to maximize your damage, it can become muscle memory, you know? Yeah. It's not going to be droppable if you just practice it.
I agree. I would really like to see him maximize that damage. Had he done that, this may have already been his round.
Oh, amazing whip punish though from Master taking round 1. Great stuff from Master VHD.
Round 2, fight.
The interesting thing there was not only was that a whiff punish, that was a whiff punish on a meter burn attack, taking his meter away from him. Oh, nice grab. Good stuff from CheapEddie. Here he comes.
Opting to zone a little bit, but I feel like this is a losing battle as Kano has really good projectiles in not only cybernetic, but as well as Cutthroat.
But in Commando too, because I mean in Commando he gets the same knives as in Cutthroat. Interesting how all 3 projectiles are fantastic. It's just that cybernetic
mids from cybernetic though.
There we go, here comes the confirm. Nice hard knockdown, chest pump, guarantee the damage.
Oh,
nice
what
bait! Neutral crouches the straight kick. Oh, CheapEddie spent, I do believe that was 2 bars.
Yeah, he did. Did not work out for him.
Right, he's going to go straight in for the rematch there. I mean, sometimes you can go straight into a rematch game. It will just ride the momentum. Like, if you don't want to get taken out of your flow, and you're playing for $100,000, restart match is a completely viable option.
Yep. I would have liked to have seen possibly Eddie taking an extra second, and no.
Oh, tries to punish. Obviously, A-list, meat burn up punch is safe. A-list, I believe. Nice check over the down 3.
Just a lot of pokes here from both players.
Oh, and he catches him. Nice run cancel. Obviously, in A-list, you can run cancel some of your moves to get extra damage on those PMDs.
As well as putting on more pressure, which we see from CheapEddie. He's really starting to hit his groove. And no, and he gets the punish.
Nice. That move is a fantastic whiff punisher, I think. Gets
and he just grabs.
This may take it.
Very smart stuff.
Very nearly. He's got a bit of health left.
Oh! Oh, jeez.
Catches the down 1.
Almost did not finish his play, and that almost cost him.
But I mean, that thing, when we saw CheapEddie fight Pig, a lot of those run cancels that would hit, he didn't get them. You know, he dropped the run cancel. Here, we're seeing him drop very little. Has no stamina, so he has to be careful how he advances.
To be the CheapEddie that
got him.
We wanted to see, yeah.
I mean, quite often, like tournament pressure, your first game of the tournament, you'll always be nervous. Here comes a chest pump, guaranteed damage.
Oh! EX nut punch immediately gets all that pressure off, but right back in the corner, and here we go. Master VHD is poking his way in.
Oh, he doesn't get the run cancel. I think that's the danger, though. When you go for the chest pump, lovely anti-air from Master.
Oh, he tried to confirm.
Good that they wake up from CheapEddie there. Nice, getting the down 4 blocks. He is minus.
We really haven't seen any lows from Master VHD at all.
We've seen a couple, and the ones that he's done have hit, so I think he's using it sparingly, I believe.
Mostly overheads, but he goes for
the bar as well. He loses the meter. He run cancelled the 1-1.
Wow.
How about that? Wow. Here comes CheapEddie with a brutality as well. Russia is coming.
Huge deep breath coming out of CheapEddie right there.
And this is a great set. A great set. I mean, like, it's just, he's always ready. I mean, we are seeing very little combo drops from both players. You know, Master VHD is establishing his 50-50 game up close, but it's mainly just CheapEddie getting good reads on that meter burn reversal, and that's the danger of going for the Kano chest pump. I mean, almost it feels like if the opponent's going to use his own health to get a mix-up, he's almost always going to go for the mix-up, so you're more inclined to wake up attack.
And CheapEddie actually hasn't been hit by one mix-up after that chest bump yet. He's gotten out at least every single time.
And speaking of getting out of a mix-up, gets a wake up attack, does drop it though. Catches the overhead again. Very dominant first round. Here comes CheapEddie. This nut punch is going to take round one. Doesn't even need it.
Doesn't even need it. So CheapEddie.
Round 2. Fight.
Master has to get out of that corner.
The corner is the worst place. I mean, it's never really a place you want to be in any fighting game against any character, but Johnny Cage, it is the worst.
I mean, it's just, in general, especially against A-list, where you can one cancel everything almost.
Cancels on everything, plus on everything, lots of pressure, but here we go. Slowly, Master VHD is fighting his way out with down fours and a nice uppercut for the anti-air.
Master VHD will always be ready for that down to anti-air.
It's so good.
It's one of his strongest points, is his anti-air game.
It's one of the best in the game.
Oh, of course. And that, gets the overhead. Master VHD can't break.
He tried. I think it's good that he didn't. Now he's going to fight his way out. He has some meter to work with here, and he's going to get the overhead.
It confirms into meter burn knife. Opts to go, but see that
29 round. Oh, I don't agree with it. You're right.
Match point, both players. This is a good game, but I mean, like, it didn't matter. Master still got the grab, but I would like to see him maximize
He may have
damage.
lost, though. That's the thing. He could have lost if he didn't get that read.
But I think Master's not looking to lose right now. Gets the jump in, does whiff, though, because he goes for the down four. Oh, and he gets the wrong cancel. Drops the combo. Very unfortunate, but he gets a conversion anyway. Here comes the nut punch. Is he going to grab? Nope, goes for the 1-1.
Oh,
he
smart stuff.
I know a thing or two about doing a reversal. How about that? And he's going to get a jump in, puts himself in the corner.
He uses the meter to keep himself safe.
Oh, and he whiffs the up ball, but doesn't get the whip punish. This is almost going to be done.
Game.
Wow. Fantastic stuff from CheapEddie. And he's going to end it in a fatality. Master VHD unfortunately going home, but not before giving us an amazing set against CheapEddie from Russia. And
again, congratulations to him for making the top 16. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in the bracket anymore. I think CheapEddie's going to move on.
It's in any tournament, inevitably, there will be players that go 0-2. Like, it will be unavoidable. And there we go. Pleasing the crowd. Fantastic stuff. Always a showboater. Great guy. But, you know, there will always be people that go 0-2. It's unfortunate, but, you know, these guys have shown us that they're here for a reason. Really good players.
I think you are absolutely right, though. If
so sick.
If VHD was able to really maximize his damage, he could have possibly taken that set.
Because I also feel like if you maximize your damage with Kano, you're not only getting more damage, but you're getting more hits in the combo, which means you're doing more strings, which advance you forward.
Yes,
you're getting
towards
more
the corner.
Yeah, you're not only getting more damage, but you're getting more corner carry, and that really is ultimately what you want. You know, especially in Cutthroat, where your overhead's not got much range. The low has a lot, but you're going to get caught overhead. More so in the corner than anywhere else on the screen. In Cutthroat, you know, that's what we said, you know, 50% one bar, overhead, 50% low, meterless. Like, if you maximize damage and get corner carry, you put someone in the corner with Cutthroat and it's party time. You know?
It's very difficult to block him. He has a very fast overhead, but like you were saying, it's very short. So he needs that very uppy-closey time in order to get that overhead going, and he wasn't...
Uppy-closey time, is that an American phrase?
He wasn't... It's my phrase, I'm sorry. He wasn't getting... That's fine. Please do, please. He wasn't getting the corner carry, and in the end, that was really hurting him. The damage was hurting him, and...
He did a really good job in the first game. Yes. It was just CheapEddie just kind of... it's one of those things where he just kept making the right reads. You know, the counter poking.
The reads, the damage, and the resets really just overwhelmed him.
Great stuff. I mean, it's always hype watching Johnny Cage as well. Because, I mean, Johnny Cage, another character that people said was bad, and then we saw so many good players come out with Johnny Cage and just go, well, maybe not.
This guy's initial thoughts when the game was early makes sense. However, it's not about that.